Well, pretty wet and rainy day, eh? For the Toronto Comic Book Show, eh?
Yeah, I brought a plastic bag.
So, Mike, you remember where we're going here, or what?
I remember.
Okay.
You never do, but I remember.
Cool,
Okay,
cool. So we're on our way
right.
to the Toronto Comic Book Show. Not the best day, that's for sure, but hopefully we get some good scores today. And so, Mike, you looking for anything in particular today, or what?
Nah, I find the best strategy is not to have a strategy and then see what's there. I got my notes for what I have.
Yeah.
And just try to fill what I don't.
Cool, cool. Road, you can see a bit of construction here, but so far traffic has been pretty light on our way here, right?
Yeah, hopefully we'll hopefully get a parking spot that's not freaking 3 kilometers away from the hotel.
And there's lots of parking, which is nice. Just gotta pick a place.
Watch out, he's backing up.
Whoa, okay. Pulling in here.
Some are at different prices, but I am motivated to move these if you're interested.
I just have
We got some Invaders issues, man. Really cool covers. I love it. I have Invaders #1. It's a hot book in high grade. That's selling for quite good money.
Yeah.
But there's some other good covers along the line. This is kind of like retro. There you got like Red Raven, Captain Marvel, 40s. So it's got the usual guys there: Submariner, Captain America, and Toro. Look at that, the Spitfire from the 40s here. Really cool cover, right? Look at these covers, fantastic stuff here. Look at that, Master Man, the Master Race there. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice forces are much rarer than people. Tried to look for the best, but I'm sure some. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep looking around. I'm going to take 9, maybe in the 9s, 9.2 probably, but it's probably 8.5-ish with the little foxing.
Yeah.
But like I said, what I do is, stuff like this, whatever. It's stuff like this, if I don't sell it in my bins, sometimes what I'll do is give it a month, then I'll slab it.
Yeah.
Then it'll be, oh, 1,500 in plastic. It's worth it.
Yeah.
You know, this is the one comic show I never get tired. Well, to be honest, I never get tired of going to any of the shows, but I really love going to the Toronto Comic Book Show. It's always a great time, and you're always finding something new or something that you didn't see the last time. And I think, what do you think? How did you do this time?
Oh, I did fantastic. Unfortunately, I won't be featuring some of the bigger books. I'm holding them back. We're in episode 90 something now, and for 100th episode, we're going to do something really special. Feature some really nice big books and stuff. You know, special kind of appeal books, and I'm going to hold a book back that I picked up at this Toronto Comic Book Show. I didn't spend any money. I traded. That's another good thing. I mean, when your collection starts growing, I mean, sometimes you'll have, you know, second copies and duplicates and something maybe you want to get out of and, you know, get something else.
Yeah.
I find this is a great venue to basically to do some bartering,
So
some
you
trading.
upgraded.
Well, yeah, basically, I got out of a couple of things that I had reasonable amounts of money on, and I picked up something I really, really could not have afforded had I had to pay for it. So, in that sense, no, it's a great show for that kind of thing.
And you're going to save that for episode 100?
Episode 100, yes.
Cool. How about you, Mike? How'd you do?
Oh, I did well again. It was great.
Anything in particular, like what were you concentrating on anything like Spider-Man's or
I'm always looking for the regular stuff, but you know, something else crossed my eyes, which I'll show. Will be one of the books that I show tonight. And it's a vendor who always puts the key goodness in a little notation and then tapes it to to the front of the book, so you know,
cool.
Oh, okay, so there's something of interest, and sure enough,
cool.
50% off really is 50% off.
Nice, nice. So I guess we're starting with a cheapie and Jose starting?
Yeah. For the first segment of our latest Toronto Comic Book Show Con episode, I'll be featuring a bargain book picked up from Wes Hagen and the boys at Hagenland. Now, of course, this is Adventure into Fear, issue number 17 from October of 1973. And, of course, the appeal or key issue goodness, this is the first appearance and origin of Wondar. Yeah. Character Wondar was created by writer Steve Gerber and penciler Val Myrick. And this issue has a great cover by Frank Brunner. Yeah. Wondar was born on the planet Dakum to the extremely human-looking alien race native to that world. As an infant, Wondar was placed inside a rocket and sent into space when his father incorrectly predicted a planet-wide destruction. He eventually came within the gravitational influence of Earth and was bombarded by cosmic rays in Earth's outer atmosphere. Now, what does all that says? Well, that says to me that, you know, seems to be a parody of the origin of Superman.
Yeah. It says, yeah.
Before long, he became a frequent supporting character in the Marvel 2-in-1 series, appearing in issues 2, 3, and 4, 8, and 9, and also making an appearance in Miss Marvel Volume 1, issue number 15. After Gerber's run on Marvel 2-in-1, Wondar mostly disappeared until the Project Pegasus saga, in which he became the Aquarian. Now, in later appearances in Marvel 2-in-1 were in issues 42, 53, 55 through 58, 64, 69, and 74, in case people want to follow up on his story. In 2005, Marvel.com presented 4 characters to be relaunched. The Aquarian was one of those choices. However, Steve Gerber asked his fans on the Howard the Duck Yahoo Group website to vote against the revival of the character, since he would have neither creative control nor receive financial compensation from such a relaunch. I guess you can understand he's somewhat embittered, considering how he lost that lawsuit when he was fighting for the creative rights of Howard the Duck. In any case, it's a VF looking copy, you know, an 8.0. I paid 20 bucks Canadian, which is about $15 US, and the 47th Overstreet price guide shows $14, $20, and $26 US as the 8, 9, and 9.2 price splits. So I guess I paid $1 over guide.
That's fine.
That's fine, and that qualifies it as a bargain book.
It's a cool looking book. It's a nice 20-cent cover, and it's in really nice condition. Nice book, Jose. Thanks for bringing it in.
Hoi hoi.
Next up, we got Big Mike's bargain book for the evening. And what we got? Amazing New Adventures of Superman.
Issue number 241. Nice cover.
Oh, yeah. I mean, come on. With that price tag sitting there, that is pretty much the same price as a brand new Marvel book today.
Yeah.
So you're paying a vintage book the price of what you'd pay for an off-the-rack brand new book. Yeah, that's what I call a bargain, just on the face of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you would think it was a little newer because of the 25 cents, but it's actually August 71. It's a 48-pager, cover by Neil Adams and Dick Giordano. It's got I Ching and a depowered Wonder Woman appearance in it. An appearance of Sand Superman, that's kind of who that guy is being dragged there. I mean, can't go wrong.
Back in those days, in the early 70s, they were experimenting as far as trying to increase their market share, stuff like that. So they increased the page count to 48 and 52 pages, and because Marvel had kind of done it, and then Marvel decided to switch back, reduce the page count to normal number of pages, and reduce the price to 20 cents. And basically, they were undercutting DC for the better part of a calendar year. DC lost a boatload of money, and then switched back from 48-page giants back to regular 22, 24-page normal books, and back to 20 cents. So, yeah, it was one of those adventures in marketing where basically DC didn't work, and basically Marvel ate their lunch.
Yeah. I find perplexing that you can take a book like this that's 46 years old, and to me it looks somewhere around, anywhere between very fine and borderline near mint, and they're blowing them out for $5. It's not, the run books really aren't getting the love they deserve.
Well, it's just we have a market that's very much key centric. It's very key first appearance things. It's like all or nothing. It's really a black and white world where if you're a run guy, I mean, you can do quite well picking up and assembling your runs for not very much money. A lot of dealers will blow out their regular run stuff for, below guide, and sometimes even more so. I mean, $5 is a ridiculous price to pay.
It's insane.
To pay for a vintage vintage
and
book.
Neil Adams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the price of a new book, for Christ's sake. So yeah, Mike, you could not have. I mean, you stole it.
Oh yeah. I just yeah.
Great book, Mike. Thanks for bringing it in. Okay, next up we got High End Jose, and there's a reason why we call him High End Jose, because he likes to come in and show us up. Where me and Michael sometimes show more the the midline books, Jose comes in and blows us away with something like this. Marvel Special Marvel Edition number 15, and well, I know the significance of this.
You do? Yeah. Yeah. From December of 1973, this book features the first appearance and origin of Shang-Chi. Yeah, created by Steve Englehart and Jim Starlin. This issue features the first appearance and origin of him, and of course, it features a kick-ass cover by one of my faves, Jim Starlin. Yeah, this cover also features prominently Fu Manchu, the father of Shang-Chi, doing his best impersonation of Ming the Merciless.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for a buying window to open up to snag this book. Now, a little over 2 years ago, in early 2016, a rumor quickly circulated on the internet that Shang-Chi would be appearing on the Iron Fist Netflix show. Now, this created a feeding frenzy with speculators buying any high-grade copy in sight. Now, although a dormant title for years, it is a very tough book to find in high grade because of the black cover. I always believed this book was undervalued, but at the height of the speculation craze, CGC 9.8 near mid copies were selling for $1,000 US.
What?
Yeah, of course we all know the speculators were fooled, the rumor was unfounded, and Shang-Chi would not be appearing on the Iron Fist TV show. Sadly, this book should sell on its own merits and without the need of rumors. Of course, the moral of the story, as far as I'm concerned, is that speculators rarely win if they are trying to pick up the book after the rumor has hit. In my opinion, they should have been proactively researching material to find character first appearances or key event issues before the rumors hit.
Yeah.
In a sense, all this means that the collector needs to be alert, informed, and selective. My personal approach is to buy the best copies that I can afford for the tier 1 blue chip issues that I love within my budget. And for the more tenuous titles that I collect, I usually opt for the $40, $50 fine copy over the $150 to $200 very fine copy. This acquisition illustrates this point perfectly. I think this is about a 6.0 mid-grade copy. I paid $60 Canadian, which is about $45 US in current exchange rates. The 47th Over the Street price guide shows $39, $89, $195, and $300 US as the 6, 8, 9, and 9.2 price splits for this book. So again, I paid basically $6 over the grade, over street. This book is still selling somewhat hot, and I mean, if you can get it for within 100% of guide for grade, you're still doing okay as far as fair market value. Again, to have paid for a mid-grade copy, again, $60 Canadian, I fear I got a steal of a deal on this one.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And what you're saying, if I remember correctly, you said the CGC high-grade copies, upon rumors, shot up to like $1,000 a copy.
For CGC 9.8 near mid copies.
See, in the stock market, we call that the pump and dump.
Yeah.
Buy on rumors. I mean, that is hilarious. Yeah. So yeah, you got to be careful. You never know what's coming down the pipeline.
I always say, you know what, patience is rewarded. I mean, you know what? Sometimes you can make a mistake by being off the mark too quick and not thinking about what you're doing. You really have to put your brains together and think. When everybody's buying something, they're buying it to sell. If you're a speculator, usually, I'm of the buy and hold approach. I waited for that window to open up, and it's finally 2 years later opened up somewhat to the point where I can get a mid-grade copy for a very reasonable price that I can live with.
Cool. Yeah. Great book, Jose. Thanks for bringing it in.
Yeah, so you know that Tyler guy? He usually has a money box or a money bucket.
Somewhere, yeah, somewhere. There was somewhere.
Green Lantern, good girl cover. Blue Beetle. Another good girl cover.
Price on that, $250?
$250, yeah.
Yeah.
Romance, not exactly your thing. A1 Comics, never heard of them. All American. Oh, look at this, Babe.
What's the price on it?
$400.
So I'll turn it towards the camera more so I can see it. Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah.
What's the price? 200, eh?
200. Not bad price.
Yeah.
Toy Commandos, space cover.
Yeah, yeah.
Captain Triumph. Can't say I've heard of him, but yeah. Golden Age is not my specialty.
Okay, next we got Eagle-Eyed Oog, and he's got a really, really nice copy of The Amazing Spider-Man number 53 with, wow, that's a really great Doc Ock cover, Mike. That's fantastic.
Oh, yeah, just super pleased with this. Again, Hagenland, always having the great stuff there at great prices.
Mm-hmm.
So for number 53, and of course, you know, I'm trying to knock out the entire run, or trying to get as close as I possibly can.
Yeah, financially, feasibility.
Yeah, it's a long, long run, right?
Yeah.
This is from October 67. It's the first Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy date in this book.
Ooh.
It's also the first appearance of a place known as the Coffee Bean, which 7 volumes later still being used as the Coffee Bean, a hangout for kids and Peter Parker and whatnot, right?
So some significant stuff in the book, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so in the volume 1, I mean, the Coffee Bean's used 43 times.
Cool.
You know, and then there's volume 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know, what are we up to now? 7 or anyway. So.
Hey, it's more than Alderaan was used in Star Wars. That's
exactly.
for sure.
So October 67, of course, this is a John Romita Sr. cover.
Mm-hmm.
And the price I paid, and I would say this is about a 6.5. Now it's a little tricky because you can't really see, but the staples are facing you.
Yeah.
UGC doesn't recognize that. They recognize that as a it's not a miswrap, but it's a production flaw.
Yeah.
So they don't really count that as. So I give it about a 6.5.
Yeah, fair enough.
Fair enough. 6.5, something like that. Paid $45. I think he knocked $5 off of that. He knocked $5 off of every book. You know, and yeah, you can get that for about $100 on eBay, I would imagine. $90.
Can't go wrong collecting the Amazing Spideys. You got it, Jose?
Nope.
No. Cool looking book, Mike.
Oh, I love the cover.
Yeah, Doc Ock, enough said.
Thanks for bringing it in.
Okay, for our next something, this is a big Polly book. Black Hawk issue 156 from January of 61. I guess I should consider, the sincerest form of flattery is to duplicate somebody. And I've been picking up some Lady Blackhawk covers, you know, like second appearance, the marriage issue, and when she gains her superpowers. But here you have you snagging a very nice looking copy that's, wow, with the whole team there and this, I don't know, Paul.
I don't know what he is.
Yeah, 15 cents for a 10-cent book, though. The prices on these books still kind of surprise me a little bit. I mean, it's just, you think they would be going for more. There's no market love for the Black Hawk title, even after we get news announcing that Spielberg is going to be directing a Black Hawk movie.
That's right.
I can't figure it out.
Now, this is actually a Hagenland pickup. I know it doesn't look like a Hagenland price sticker, but I guess someone must have traded it in. And you're right, Jose. It's no key of any sort at all, but it's a really nice 10-cent cover, and it only cost me $15, which reinforces the point that I was just speaking about with Mike's book, where he got that really nice Superman for like $5. So yeah, other than that, nothing particularly special about the book. January 1961. I love the cover. I think the artwork is absolutely spectacular. It was done by an artist that we seldom mention. In fact, I don't think we've ever mentioned him.
We have, man. Dick Dillon?
Dick Dillon, yeah.
Yeah, he did the cover on that second Lady Blackhawk.
Did he?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, sadly, Dick passed away. He was very young. Well, I think he was pretty young when he was 50 years old when he passed away, which is very young for an artist. And I guess it's a shame because I guess we got robbed, the comic book fans, of many great covers or a lot of great artwork that might have otherwise been, done if he hadn't passed away so long.
Yeah, it's a very appealing cover too.
Yeah. Dick's last work was on Justice League number 183. I think he passed away immediately after. he did that. At which point George Perez took over, you know, the penciling duties on JLA. So, yeah, just a little bit of history. Love the book. 10 cents. It's a very nice looking copy. You know, maybe VF if I'm somewhere in that range there.
Yeah,
minus
approaching something like that. And for that 10-cent book, man, that's nothing to sneeze at. Yeah. I think I've mentioned this before. I think that the title doesn't really get much market love currently, because it's one of those things. It's one of those kind of in-between books. It's neither fish nor fowl. I mean, military guys are not exactly after it, and it's not really a superhero book. So it finds itself kind of between a rock and a hard place as far as that. We will see in the next year or two as the movie kind of starts coming together.
Spielberg puts together a blockbuster.
You get stories about the storyline, and then
you will see people.
Characters are being used.
Yeah, you will see people rummaging through the title, which has been dormant for forever, and picking out the best covers. And you will see that already probably starting to happen within the next 6 to 12 months. Yeah. So buy them while they're still cheap, because they probably won't be cheap forever.
That's correct. And speaking of JLA, we've got a really nice copy of Justice League of America number 46 that Mike picked up. Nice book, Mike.
Thank you. Yeah, this is actually my first Justice League of America book. It's got Solomon Grundy, great nemesis of Superman, so I thought, why not? I mean, this is a collector, dealer, vendor who usually puts the notations, if there's any kind of key notation, he usually tapes it right to the front of the bag. And that's what made me kind of spring on it. This has the first silver aged appearance of Sandman. That's this funky looking dude here who was around since 1939. And it's got the third appearance of Spectre. And it's
in the Silver Age?
In the Silver Age. And it's got it's the first Antimatter Man. Who's a villain in there.
Yeah, cool cover, man. You get a lot there. Pow, sock, thud. It reminds you of the 60s Batman show, which is probably contemporary to that. You get a lot of action there. You also got Wildcat there, and Sandman, of course, and of course Solomon Grundy, also a main villain for the Green Lantern.
For sure.
I love Solomon Grundy. Great villain.
Great villain. Yeah. So it's a Justice Society of America and Justice League of America crossover.
Oh, cool.
It's called Crisis Between Earth 1 and 2. So, yeah, it's really neat.
Very cool. Yeah, I recently picked up a JLA 21, which is the first Crisis, a big book there. But, yeah, you can't go wrong. The movie's just dropped, so definitely if you're a collector and you want to pick up some good covers, man, now is the time to do it. It's somewhat a little disappointing that, you know, the movie was received the way it was, so it didn't really pop the whole title, but you know what, you're managing expectations here. Just pay reasonable amounts of money when you're speculating on something. If you're buying a cover, have a budget in mind and stick with it.
Oh yeah, so yeah, this is Mike Sekowsky and Joe Galea cover. Sekowsky, of course, being the main. He started JLA, I believe, in The Brave and the Bold, and pretty much worked on it until issue about 67 or so.
Yeah,
like
he also did a lot of work with the depowered Wonder Woman first series when she lost her powers, Diana Prince. He did a lot of the artwork for those titles for this 3-year run there. Yeah.
So this was sitting in the bin. It had $75 written on it, and you had it in a 50% bin. No brainer. It looks to me like about a 6.5, I would say. It's nice and square, and it doesn't have too many tick marks. It looks really nice.
Oh, great appeal on this book. Yeah.
So half price, you got about $37.
Yeah, and I would say, you know, $37 Canadian or 28 US, and you go on to eBay and you see them dropping between 75 and $100, and it's great.
Fantastic book, Mike. Thanks for bringing it in.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so this Toronto Comic Book Show, as usual, Mike and Jose did the majority of the buying. I only walked away with one Black Hawk book, but that's not to say I didn't walk away with anything else. And this is one of the items I walked away with. Now, I don't know if you remember, but at the December Con, remember I bought those 2 boxes of cards, the Indiana Jones cards, and I also bought the Star Wars cards?
Yeah.
Well, that same dealer was there at this show, and he had all these autographs. And he was blowing them out for half price, and I picked up a really great autographed picture of Emmy Rossum. And I don't know about you guys, but I think Emmy Rossum is just absolutely fantastic.
Oh, I love her. A big ensemble cast. She's a big part of the show Shameless with William H. Macy. It's a laugh-out, funny show. Yeah, it's great. And you know what? I mean, that show's been on for like years, 6, 7 seasons worth, and it's still a solid book, solid show. It makes me laugh every time, and she's quite good in it. I mean, and you'd think that somebody kind of disappeared for a while. She was doing movies. I mean,
she was doing really well for a while.
Phantom of the Opera.
Phantom of the Opera. She started her career as a child opera singer, and as she got older, then she moved to Hollywood and started doing films. The first one I remember her in was that one about the Mystic River.
Oh yeah.
And then of course,
that's right. Very small role. She's the daughter of Sean Penn there, and of course her big movie was the blockbuster kind of like Day After Tomorrow.
Day After Tomorrow.
Yes,
and then, as you said,
Shameless. Yeah, she's been on for Shameless for 7 years.
Phantom of the Opera, and she also did Poseidon, which I don't know, it got mixed reviews, but I thought it was a pretty good film.
Good enough, I think. Yeah.
So she's doing TV now, which is kind of a shame because I really think she should be doing big budget Hollywood. But again, that's just me because I think she's so fantastic. But it was a $50 autograph. I got it for $25. And
you could not pay if she came to a fan expo. You could not pay that to get her signature.
$50
I paid $35 last week for Bosk. I get Emmy Rossum is a $60 to $80 autograph, and I got a certificate of authenticity. So and I paid $25 for it. Hello,
no brainer.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks for bringing it in, Paul. You're fantastic.
Awesome.
Okay, so for Mike's last book of the evening, this is not to say this is the last book that Mike purchased at the con, because it wasn't, but this is the last book we're going to be showing tonight from Mike. And we got a real nice copy of Wonder Woman. I can't even see that.
130.
Fantastic book, Mike.
Yeah, number 130 from May 1962. This has a third appearance of Angleman. He started around 115 with about 23 appearances and a couple even in the Justice League of America as well.
That's cool.
So Ross Andru, Mike Esposito cover, price paid $22.50. I would say it's about a 4 or 5. Worth about $50. I would say you'd be able to get all day long on that. I mean, it has it's got its wear and it's got its issues, but I mean, overall appeal, it's great. Happy with it. It's one that I don't have. Another notch in the old table.
Yeah. Now, below, the lower staple, that's not popped, is it? I can't tell there.
It's not popped, it's in there, but what I believe they had said that there is some light staining on the back cover.
Yeah.
If you're going to have that, might as well be the back cover.
What do you think, Jose?
Oh, I love Wonder Tot there. She's cute. I mean, by this time, I mean, the title had degenerated into this kind of thing where you had the entire Wonder family, the Wonder Tot, Wonder Pets, the little sister there. Just like...
Got a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. It was what it was for its time. The lower you get as far as approaching issue 100, keeping in mind that unofficially the first Silver Age Wonder Woman title is issue 998, the early 100 issues are really, really tough run to get in any kind of grade above a fine. So usually you find them, they're about VG, VG pluses, something like that. So I have a few. I have 4 10-cent Wonder Womans, but they're tough to get in anything above a 6.0. Getting it at that price point, it's a very good pickup as far as that. And like I said, the Wonder Woman movie was great. It made a boatload of money. The second movie's coming out. It's never a bad thing to pick up the best condition books you can from the first series. Like I said, I've been concentrating myself personally on the issues between 100 and 200, and I've done quite a bit of damage. I've picked up about a third of that run between 100 and 200 as far as titles, which is somewhat impressive considering I'm a key guy and I don't usually do big runs like that. But you know what? I made it a point and I've picked up the best condition books I can, but that's a nice pickup.
And I've noticed over the year, Mike, you've been really sharking up on your Wonder Womans. You must be getting close
Volume 1, I've got over 50 of them.
Wow, I'm not bad at 30-something, but yeah, I'm second place definitely to you on that one.
Now, a lot of them are higher number ones, like in the 250 range, right?
But 90% of mine are between 100 and 200. I made it specifically that point to concentrate on that run.
Yeah.
Cool. Fantastic book, Mike. Thanks for bringing it in. And for the last book of the evening, High End Jose is bringing it home, and he's certainly not going to disappoint on this one, that's for sure. Nice book, Jose.
Yeah, Detective Comics issue 363 from May of 1967. Now, when people usually discuss investment books, they're usually talking about blue chip major keys that are frankly very, very expensive. So in this last segment of the episode, I'll be focusing on a book that is a bit more accessible to new collectors or to collectors that don't have large amounts of disposable income to invest in big money books. So without further ado, on to the book. Batgirl is a beloved character for many people, myself included, and I personally would love to own her first appearance. I don't, but I've done my homework to see what the prices were for her first appearance at the moment. Well, if you have about $350 to $400 US, you could probably find a decent 2.5, 3.0 copy in that price range, but that is about the best you could do. Bottom line, the book is very expensive, even for the lowest grade copies, not to mention a decent copy.
Yeah.
Of course, this brings us to her second appearance in Detective 363. This book is interesting for a couple of reasons, aside from the obvious second appearance of Batgirl. Now, one of the first things that got me to notice this book is that it has been selling higher than Overstreet Guide values for a while now. Yes, I know that for the most part the price guides are out of date almost from the date they're published in regards to key issues, but I find that for older books, let's say very early Bronze Age and back, that there's still a good barometer of sorts to track the level of interest in a book or lack thereof. Now, for this book in particular, it's interesting because a lot of the other detective books from this era do not perform better than Guide. Issues 359, her first appearance, and 363, her second appearance, are big exceptions, and with the continued popularity of Batgirl, with a movie in development, I don't see either losing much value going forward. Now, the other thing that Tech 363 has going for it is that beautiful Carmine Infantino cover. Now, for some, it's arguably a better cover than Tech 359, and with Infantino being remembered for, among other things, his amazing back covers, this is one that I often see mentioned more and more in lists of his top Batman covers and the like, so the book has an amazing cover to go with the content inside. Having both in a book is always a very good thing in my opinion. Now, the best aspect of this book is that there are still deals out there, and there are deals at a number of levels. I've seen both eBay listings for slab copies that are good deals, as well as raw copies in the wild that are good deals. At the moment, of course, there are some not so good deals as well, so be savvy and patient and look very closely on any potential snag. I think the biggest bang for the buck potential is to buy it raw and slab it yourself, which I have every intention of doing. So, in the final analysis, will this book go up in value? Yes, it will. Will it go ballistic and out of this world? No, I don't think so. Not. I think it'll rise in value following any huge spikes in value for Tech 359. Yeah, I think it will, but I don't think it will follow in an overnight kind of way, the way the first appearance may, if say a movie trailer is released and looks awesome. But I think values will inevitably go up as the value of her first appearance continues to grow more and more out of reach for many collectors. I just don't see it happening overnight. But the more like a slower reaction following the overnight gains may be seen from the first appearance. In the current marketplace, as the spread between her first and second appearances grow wider and wider, the savvy collector can exploit this loophole to get a sweet deal on a nice condition second appearance at a very reasonable price, which is what I did. Picked up from Comic Book Addiction at the Toronto Comic Book Show. I believe it is a VF minus copy, 7.5. Yep. I paid a very reasonable $80 Canadian for it, which with current exchange rates is about $60 US.
Nothing wrong with that.
The 47th Overstreet Comic Book Price Guide show $36, $82, $179, and $275 US as the 6, 8, 9, and 9.2 grade splits. $60 US. That's $22 under guide for grade, about. Man, when you could say fair market value is 100% for the book at grade, I think there's a lot of room there, and I call this a steal of a deal.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. Well, that is amazing. So you got a second appearance of Batgirl. Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and considering the same dealer had a near mintish looking copy 9294 for about $300, I think I got what exactly I needed. I'm not willing to go that big on a book like this, but definitely at that price point is what exactly I was looking for.
Oh, for sure, sure, yeah. Well, that was absolutely fantastic. And I think we're going to leave it there tonight.
Another great Toronto comic book show.
Another great Toronto comic book show. Again, Jose might come in first and second, and I get a participation medal.
Yeah.
You get a pin.
I get a pin.
Yeah, you were there.
But anyways, great books, guys. Love what you got, the show, and again, if you guys like the episode and you like what you saw, leave a comment because we love reading the comments and we'll always respond. And we will see you next time.
Hoi hoi.
Yes, yeah.
What's that one there?
Warrior Woman. Yeah, stuff with
kind of different.
Yeah, with Nazi stuff, you don't see that every day. You know, too many books are gonna feature that.
You got there, Jose?
Ooh, some very high grade. It looks like Star Trek Gold Key painted covers, which you have a hankering for.
Those ones are about $75 a piece, eh?
Yeah, well, they're pretty good shape. I mean, remember gold keys, you know, you often find them mid-gray or lower.
Yeah.
When you get them at least VF or higher, you're gonna pay up.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys want to do their runs. There's no key factor in them. They're just beautiful painted covers.
Yeah.
As you can see, they're very nice.
Yeah.
Top there.
What's that one going for? What's it worth?
They have 175 Canadian.
175.
175. So yeah, it's priced up there, but it's in very nice condition. I would say about a 6.
Yeah.